Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is a land that has been cradle to some of the earliest civilizations on earth. Today, it remains a place of infinite beauty with a rich and welcoming cultural heritage and has unique strategic advantages. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is here today to welcome you to the biggest investment opportunity in the region. It is truly Asia's best kept secret. We have markets, connectivity, and opportunity, and perhaps most importantly, a government serious about providing investors the conditions for success and a generous return on their capital. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is located in the northwest of Pakistan and has a unique strategic significance as the gateway to Afghanistan and Central Asia. The route has been integral to trade for centuries, and with the development of the Khyber Pass economic corridor, it will become the optimal route for trade between Pakistan and the Central Asian republics. The geographic advantage of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is further consolidated by its proximity to Gwadar port in Balochistan. The development of connectivity driven by the China-Pakistan economic corridor has made Khyber Pakhtunkhwa crucial to economic activity in the region. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is a land filled with an abundance of natural resources such as oil and gas, hydropower, agriculture, with an untapped potential for tourism amongst many other sectors. Our storied history has led us to where we are today, curating the future to take our economy to new heights with some of the most exciting industrial initiatives to create the bedrock of sustainable economic growth. And we want you to be our partners in this. In the recent past, the government of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa has taken unprecedented initiatives to bolster industrial growth. The Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Economic Zone Development and Management Company, KPK, was established with a view to enable expeditious development and effective management of industrial zones. The idea to establish KPK was to provide the investors a one-window operation facility and to save the hassle of obtaining licenses, permits, and approvals, with the government devising a policy framework to facilitate investors. To this end, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa industrial policy was introduced that offers the investors several fiscal and non-fiscal incentives for developers of industrial zones as well as for zone enterprises. We take cognizance of the fact that industrial development is the linchpin of economic growth, and this is our road to furthering inclusive prosperity. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa offers a business-enabling environment for indigenous and foreign investment and provides them exemptions from provincial electricity duty for new and expansion projects or industries, waiver of initial installation and BMR facilities for one-time duty, and the tax-free import of plant and machinery. The developers and zone enterprises are also given a one-time exemption of custom duty and a 10 years income tax exemption. For further facilitation of investors, a one-stop shop, one-window facility is operating for licensing, registration, regulatory awareness, and compliance. Several key initiatives are also being planned and implemented that offer business opportunities for investors. If Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is known for anything, it is hospitality. And it's with that mindset we welcome and facilitate investors into the province. We were equally excited to participate in the Dubai Expo as many of you. Therefore, the government decided to offer special incentives to those private investors who sign MOUs with us during the Dubai Expo. The government will ensure prioritized processing of the projects whose memorandum of understanding is signed during the Dubai Expo. We will also make sure that interested investors get access to relevant project information on a fast-track basis. We have a special provision to engage government-owned enterprises under Section 19 of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Public-Private Partnership Act of 2020. If you're a government-owned entity, we will exempt you from open competition. The government strongly believes in incentivizing innovative ideas. To this end, we are granting right of first refusal to those who submit an unsolicited proposal for entering into a public-private partnership with the government. Moreover, we ensure you all-out support in raising debt and to remove any obstacles facing investment. Although we're not very old in the realm of public-private partnerships, we've achieved execution of several projects fairly recently. Here's a quick overview of our recent achievements. 1,000 acres of land are earmarked for Rashake, a prioritized special Special Economic Zone under CPEC. The construction of the project has already begun and is expected to create thousands of job opportunities in the region. Our first foray in the area of PPPs was Swat Expressway 1, with a project cost of $191.3 million, an 81-kilometer expressway that connects Colonel Sher Khan interchange at M1 to Chakdara. Another 80-kilometer expressway with a total cost of $212.8 million connecting Chakdara to Fatehpur is planned in partnership with Zahir Khan and Brothers. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's PPP portfolio is $538 million, and uptake of pipeline projects worth $5.6 billion are in progress. A 360-kilometer long motorway is proposed to connect Peshawar with the southern parts of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. The project would cost $1.5 billion. There are 4 different sites identified to establish integrated tourism zones: 50 acres of ITZ Chandiani, 69 acres of ITZ Ganool, 94 acres of Mankyal, and 67.5 acres of ITZ Madaklasht. Peshawar to Torkham Safari is a $30 million project that entails rehabilitation of a 58-kilometer railway track between Peshawar to the Pak Afghan border in Torkham. The track shall traverse through 8 stations, 34 tunnels, and 137 bridges. The project aims to connect the upcoming hydropower projects in the Swat region by establishing a grid station in Swat with a 220 kilovolt transmission link of 150 kilometers to Chakdara grid station. Daraban D.I. Khan has connectivity with major CPEC routes, airport, and Gwadar seaport. A food processing zone in Daraban is planned to develop, which would include a special economic zone over 3,125 acres of land with the focus on agro-halal food processing, and CRBC Lift Canal is envisaged to make 286,140 acres of land cultivable in D.I. Khan. Pakistan Digital City would help provide a platform for the growth of existing IT companies and at the same time nurture startups to provide an opportunity to the young and aspiring youth of the country. To provide IT-enabled office space equipped with quality ICT infrastructure and arrangements for backup power to help the IT industry of the province and country to meet its immediate goals of increased FDI, technology transfers, increased exports, technology diffusion, increased employment, and human resource development. A theme park in District Swabi with a proposed area of 50 acres is planned with a cost of $22.5 million. The government of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa offers its immense tidal power potential and fresh water to set up hydrogen production. 4 possible locations for hydrogen production facilities have been identified with a project cost of over $100 million. A solarization program is designed under which solar parks will be developed adjacent to each economic zone through private sector participation. The initiative will reduce the weighted average electricity price for the industry. An independently regulated and economically self-sustainable city spanning an area of 3,000 to 4,000 acres located at a 60-minute drive from Islamabad International Airport is planned to be developed in Khanpur. The project presents an opportunity for the private sector to develop residential and commercial areas in an ideal location that is envisioned to become a satellite town of Islamabad.
In Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, we have a recognized cultural ethos. Our people are hardworking, we are welcoming and hospitable. And from that ethos comes our business climate, which we've worked for years to improve. Our word is our bond, and from that ironclad commitment comes our incentives to businesses. We want you to set up your presence and grow. The history of Asia has present-day Khyber Pakhtunkhwa as a fulcrum. It was the meeting point of empires. To get anywhere, you needed to pass by its feet. From this history and from this geostrategic importance, we are looking to create a regional hub with access to the Central Asian states, China, Afghanistan, and the world. We have created and are further creating world-class infrastructure. Our major initiatives have been done under the public-private partnership model. We have resources that can be further mined for processing. We offer you exemption from provincial electricity duty for greenfield as well as brownfield projects, waive off initial installation and BMR facility for one-time duty, and tax-free import of plant and machinery. The developers and zone enterprises are also given one-time custom duty exemption and a 10-year income tax holiday. For further facilitation of the investors, one-stop shop, one-window facility is operated for licensing, registration, regulatory awareness and compliances. All of this is given in our law, but believe me, our biggest promise is our mindset. We want to grow industry and business, and we will do what it takes to help you. And this is why that during this expo we will offer prioritized processing of the projects whose memorandum of understanding is signed during this expo, facilitation of the interested investors to access relevant information on a fast-track basis, processing of the projects under Section 19 of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Public-Private Partnership Act 2020 for eligible entities, treatment of proposals of such pipeline projects that are not yet approved by the PPP committees as unsolicited proposals under Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Public-Private Partnership Act, assistance to the private investors in raising debt for various projects being showcased in this Dubai Expo, treatment of the proposals of such pipeline projects that are not yet approved by the PPP committee as unsolicited proposals under Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Public-Private Partnership Act, and assistance to the private investors in raising debt for various projects being showcased in Dubai Expo. We look forward meeting you, we look forward facilitating you, we look forward doing business with you. Believe me, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa can be your second home.
We believe that Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is the most beautiful, the most dynamic, the most ambitious and aspirational part of Pakistan. The hard-working spirit of our people has helped build this very country and this whole GCC region where this expo is being held. From suffering for a decade in the war on terror, to becoming Pakistan's tourism hub, innovation factory in government, and to offering all 40 million residents universal health insurance. Our journey towards progress and prosperity from the dark days of yore is one we are all very proud of. Bringing in investment into Pakhtunkhwa is the next part of that journey. We help build much of the world, and we'd now like your help to help build a fantastic part of Pakistan. As Finance Minister, and on behalf of the Chief Minister and his cabinet, I would like to assure you that we will go out of our way to work with you to create the best business environment in Pakistan. We hope to lead the country over here and shine a light for others, because we believe our people deserve it, and we believe that you, as early investors in a fantastic part of the world, can actually both get a great return and help create a Pakhtunkhwa that is a source of pride for us and whose development journey is one that you can also be a part of and profit from. We will stand with you.
We welcome you warmly with the promise of exemplary services, professionalism, growth, and prosperity. Together, let us embrace this opportunity to rise to the next horizon.